Hi everyone, I'm JD, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to go through 12 journal cover ideas. If you are wanting to make your own journal, I hope this video helps, especially if you're a beginner or have never tried making a journal before. But even if you have made journals before, maybe this will give you some ideas of some new journal covers to try. There's a few other ideas in there too, but we'll just call it 12 and we'll just go through them all. Let's see, I'll try to start from the simplest method probably and work our way up to the more complicated methods. Alright, so first journal cover idea is using paper bags. And the great thing about paper bags is you can use any size, any style. I've got a few different sizes to show you and styles. This is a glassine bag, and this one is the brown kind of paper. And I love this because there's a front pocket. Or you could fold it the other way and you have a back pocket. So I love the paper bag journals. You can also use glassine bags or whatever material it's made out of, you know, just any type of bag. Here are my kind of classic ones that I try to make, or that I do make, with this size. So this is just a brown paper lunch bag. If you're in Australia, you can get these anywhere pretty much. So nice large pocket in the front. Lovely size. I love to put 25 pages in these ones. So when it's folded over, it gives you 50, which gives you 100 front and back, which is just a really nice size. So here is one that's finished. I'm trying to give you lots of examples for each journal. This is my Snow White fairy tale journal. I would suggest perhaps reinforcing the spine. You don't need to, I've done them without it, but if you would like to just have that peace of mind, you can use washi tape or cover it with some paper or use some lace on the spine just to give it a bit of more sturdiness, a bit more structure. So that's what the paper bag journal looks like. And you can dress it up and embellish it as much as you like. So yeah, I'm giving other tips in this video too. I hope they're helpful. Next journal cover, let's go to using a magazine cover, because often magazine covers are quite thick. So you guys all know that I love using Daphne's Diary, the magazine. The cover is just so beautiful. The pages are beautiful. Here is an example of one that is already made. Again, I'd reinforce this one with washi tape, and I've reinforced it with lace on the outside. Just another example. And I have the magazine here to show you. So you just rip off the front, and I rip off the back, and I use those as my covers. Sneak peek for you, Karen. I'm making Karen a Christmas Daphne's Diary journal for her Christmas present this year. Okay, I'm at a very weird angle because I'm standing on top of a suitcase to film this, because I had to try and fit so many things on my table that I've extended for this video. The next idea is using what is this called? Vintage music book covers. You don't need to use vintage, just use any type of, sorry, just moving things around. So any type of cover that's thick enough, basically. If it's thick enough, you can make a cover. If it's not thick enough, there are ways to get around that, and I'll show you later some tips about that. So yeah, I just love anything that looks pretty as well. I just choose covers that are thick enough and covers that have some sort of, I don't know, decorative element that I just like already, so you don't have to do anything to it. That's how it is. This is one of my vintage music cover journals. Just another example. So these are kind of basic ones where you could just use the cover as is. You get the cover, you fold it in half, done. Really, really simple. Whereas these ones, yeah, you get the cover, you fold it in half, and then you add your own paper to it. So that's kind of, I guess, the next level up, but still really, really simple. The later ones, we have to kind of decorate the cover as well and do all that kind of stuff and construct the cover ourselves. Alright, the next idea, let's go with this easy one here as well. Sorry, just shaking the camera. Really simple. You get some thick cardstock, and there's your cover. These work well especially for your traveler's notebook inserts, I suppose, because you can slot them into the insert, into the cover, and it's protected, more protected. But if it's sturdy enough, I mean, you know, and you're not worried about, you know, it getting a little bit dog-eared or crinkled, and it's just a daily or something random to take notes in, then this is great for that. Cut it down to whatever size you want, to the traveler's notebook size maybe, but nice and thick, and if it's already decorative you can use it as is, or of course you can add your collaging, your pictures, your papers, all that kind of stuff. So that one's really simple. That's probably the one I should have shared first. That's the simplest out of the simplest of all. Then, okay, these are a bit more complicated, so let's go with, oh no, probably not, probably equal. Alright, these ones, using an envelope. So hang on, let me grab my envelopes. I've got tutorials on some of these too. If there's a tutorial on how to make the cover, I'll link it below. So this one there is. This is the envelope journal cover tutorial, or journal cover. So just grab an envelope, fold it in half, pretty much like the paper bag. And then depending on where you put the flap, at the front or the back, you have a pocket. And yeah, you can, with all of these ideas, dress up the pockets, the front and back flaps, however you want. Dress up the front. So this one I use fabric to dress it up, and a general card on the front and the back. And yeah, literally, there's your cover. How easy. And then you just decorate however you want. And just to show you different sizes, this is what I made this one out. This is one of my flowish journals, and all I did was stitch on some fabric on the outside layer. So there's the white envelope, there's the fabric on the outside. In fact, I think I layered up 2 envelopes just to give it a bit more sturdiness. You could just cover it with paper or cardstock on the inside, or thicker fabric, but that's just using an envelope to make that cover. Alright, let's get rid of those. I'll come back to this one later, because this was an improvised one and we can go through some improvised tips later on. But underneath it, hiding here, is another envelope journal. So this one was one of those envelopes that has, what's that closure called? I don't know. that closure. So it was stuck here, and there was the envelope, and there's your flap. But I just cut or pulled off the top flap, covered in fabric, and there's my journal cover. I'll obviously have to cover the insides, but there is this cute little flap on the outside. I suppose you could put it there if you wanted. I don't know. I like it on the outside. So just trying to give you a whole bunch of different ideas that you can use materials that you have at home, or simple materials from packaging, or, you know, really easy ideas. So let's get on to, alright, yeah, this is actually quite easy, these two in particular, because all you do is, I don't have an example to show you, sorry, I've used them all, but you know when you get paper pads, lined paper pads or whatever, or even cardstock paper pads, some of them are really quite thin, the backing, like the card on the back of them, and all I did was fold them in half. Done. There's my journal cover. For this one I covered it in fabric. Really nice. You get different weights for the paper on the backing. Sometimes I use the front as well. If it's a cardstock, you know, 12 by 12, and it comes with the front heavier kind of card on it, I'll take that off and turn that into journal covers as well. I think that's what I did with this one. Oh no, that looks like the backing of one too. If it's got the brown craft type of paper, that's the back. So yeah, that's really simple. Now this one is using the same material, using the same card at the back of the paper pad, but all I did was create my own spine. So, instead of folding it in half, you fold one cover, fold that hinge there, then you fold the second hinge there, and then you just cut it to size, or you just measure it first and then fold it. I did a tutorial on this. It was a bit of a schmozzle, but I'll link it below because I was trying to work out my measurements and stalling. So yeah, that's another really easy way to make a journal cover. Alright, now here is a really another easy way. Getting a notebook. So you just grab your notebook, any type of notebook. You can get one that is like an exercise book, or I don't know, a Moleskine or whatever it's called. This one's just a generic notebook, and I just covered it. This is how I decorated this one. I actually photocopied the DVD cover of one of my favourite movies, front and back, and then I, well, if you really want to know the method, I scanned the images first, and then I printed them out so that they were on an A3 sheet of paper, so that that would fit this size journal. But I just had to format it correctly so that there was enough width for the spine. I think that's what I did. Yeah, you could just cut out each one, cover it with white or cover it with the backing and then stick it over the top, but I actually printed it out. It took a bit of fiddling around to get the spine the right size, and just moving the pictures aside on my computer and then printing it out. So that's that one. And then you can use it as your own journal cover. This got a bit water damaged actually when we had a cyclone, but anyway, just to show you. And then you can decorate the pages as much as you want, like I did with this one. So it's another idea. Use a spiral bound notebook instead. Decorate the covers, and then this is one of my faith journals. So I just kind of take out half the pages, and then I stick in pockets, cover some pages in note papers. I could stick in stickers. I've dressed these up a lot more. I've made them quite wide and thick, making them really, really embellished. But this one I'm leaving plain like this, because I quite like it like that, with lots of writing space. And then another cover that I've done is like this one, just to show you that you can really dress up any of these ideas. However, whichever cover you choose, you can make it really stunning and beautiful and a masterpiece, just depending on how you decorate it. You could keep it simple, of course, as well, which is kind of my preferred method, but just giving you a whole bunch of ideas and hope it inspires you to give a journal cover a go. Make a journal. Alright, next, let's see what's kind of the next easiest. Let's go with this one. So this is using one of my favourite methods. Actually, we'll save that because I'm going to save my 3 favourite methods till last. These ones are using, oh, I should have shared that with these kind actually. It's the same method, using that backing card from paper pads, and you just fold it in half. I'm just showing you bigger ones. And these are fabric covered as well, and this is a finished one, so you can kind of chunk it up, add a closure, just to show you what it kind of looks like when it's finished. Alright, there's not one on the table here. I'm just going to grab it. Another idea, this is similar to this one, where you instead of using the backing of the paper pad and make your own spine, this one you just get a biscuit box and it's already got the spine. Or a cereal box, or what's it called, like a muesli bar box. I like to use crusket boxes and shapes boxes. Let's see. See, this is just a really good size to make a journal. It has quite a wide spine, so that could be turned into a journal. My very first journals I made were spiral bound. The second journals I made were out of biscuit boxes. So this one, oh, roll-up boxes are another thing. I like that size. It's got a narrower spine. And soup boxes. They're really small, the smaller ones, but yeah, they're cute. Alright, so now we'll get to my favourite ones. This is using a book cover. So this was an Enid Blyton novel, and just to show you different sizes, this is only going to have 2 signatures in it. Fabric covered, just got the book cover covered in fabric, that's all. And then this one, just a different example, it's a book cover, it's a dictionary, and I am leaving the spine because I like it, and all I did was cut out some scrapbook paper and stick it to the front and the back, and there's my decoration for that cover. This one I just left. This is a finished one, my Alice in Wonderland journal that you've probably seen a flip through of. And literally you just can use the cover as is if it's already nice, and then add your pages. I really love these ones because it kind of preserves the book, and I love the idea of using a book as a journal because, I don't know, as a writer I like both writing and reading. So I like both books and I like journals, so pair them together, perfect. Okay, similar idea, it's using a book cover, but the Little Golden Book, I think it's my second favourite style. The only difference is you do have to construct your own spine. So here's a golden book to show you by example. You pull it apart, cut it down here, cover, and then you'd use some chipboard and cut your own spine to size, and then cover it with fabric like that. So just an example, here's my finished one. Spine, you can add your own dangles as well to your journal, add your closures, and then here's my journaling. I've still got to do a flip through of February. I'm so behind in this. I may just have to call this quits for this year and start it again next year, but I really love this journal. So pretty. Because for those who don't know, I'm going through Johanna Clough's zine, monthly zine of journal prompts, and I only got up to February. Well, March actually, I just haven't done the flip through of February yet. Okay, now, oh, here's some other examples, sorry, of book covers. So this one's covered with decorative paper. Trying to show you as many styles as possible so that you get inspired. And this one's covered with fabric, and I covered the inside with paper. So many methods. And then using, sorry, I forgot this one here. This is another journal cover style, which is using Manila Folder. So the great thing is you've already got the fold there if you want to use the fold there, and you just cut your journal out, cover it in thicker fabric or reinforce it with papers to thicken it up. And there's your journal, or you could double it over like this, fold it like that, cut it down to size, and then you got a journal like that because it's already nice and thick. And here's an example of a Manila Folder journal cover that I made. I do have a tutorial on this one, so I'll link that below. My cat is meowing outside my door. It's alright, Keanu, I'll get you in a second. So that's that one. Really love it. Okay, how many ideas do we have? So let's recap before I get to my favourite. We've got the paper bag, 1, magazine, 2, vintage music paper or covers, or music book covers, 3. We've got envelope journals, 4. 5 is using a notebook, spiral bound notebook or any other type of notebook. 6 is using the paper pads. 7 we'll say is the biscuit boxes or cereal boxes. 8 is the book covers. 9 is little golden books. 10 is the Manila folders. I think I've forgotten one. Hang on. Oh, 11 was the cardstock, just plain cardstock. Thick paper. And 12, my favourite one, here we go, making it from scratch. So yeah, it is the most advanced one, but I think that's why I like it so much, because it's all you. It's your entire creative work. So examples here. I've got a tutorial on this one too. So you just grab, what I use is chipboard or the paper pads that are really, really thick. It's more like card, very, very, very sturdy. Although you can make them with thinner weights to it as well, which is like this one. No, wait, I think that's thick. No, that's thick as well. You can really kind of hear it. Very thick. This is the thinner one. So this is a thinner weight. See how it folds and flexes, but you can still make your own. Oh, hang on, this is just a folded one. I can see it. I did not construct that one. That was one where it was fold, fold, done. Sorry about that. This one is one I constructed myself and covered in fabric. Sorry, I'm really close up. And I wanted to give you a sneak peek. Libby, when she saw this cover, said she would buy this one when it's done. So I'm giving you a sneak peek, Libby. I am working away on it. I've done all the pages. I just have to embellish it and then bind it and do some more embellishing and do some other fun things to it. So I hope you like it. Give you a sneak peek. I know you've been waiting so long for it, so if you're watching, I thought I would give you a sneak peek there. And here's my personal one that I made myself with the chipboard from scratch. So got my dangle. I think I've got a tutorial on how I made this, or just a process video of all the stages of that, adding the dangle and everything. And then yeah, just my journal that I do have flip throughs of this. Lately I'm doing my flip throughs on Patreon though, so and I'm going to do a junk journal with me on Patreon hopefully today actually. So that is that. Now I told you guys in the previous video that I would share how I made this, just to give you some other ideas that you can make a journal however you want. Improvise. This I received for the Blue Butterfly Challenge, and all the ephemera was tucked into these pockets, and it's so beautiful. I wanted to show it off. How could I do it? Well, I glued it to one of those backing sheets, the backing card of the paper pads, to create a journal. But because it wasn't thick enough, like this was really thick, when I glued it to the paper pad, I had to layer up this one. So this has a second layer too. I just covered two together, and then I made a hinge. I'm not sure if you can see all the layers. Yeah, it's probably not going to focus. But I made a hinge with another layer of paper pad. So there's 3 layers of paper pad in this journal. And then I used fabric as well. So I probably could have done this in a much simpler way, but I just kept layering it up to get it sturdy and the same thickness for the front and the back, and then created a hinge so that it wouldn't snap in half. So the fabric goes underneath here. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I guess I probably couldn't replicate this. But the idea is just to show you can improvise and use whatever you have to make your own journal cover. There are so many ideas out there. These are just some of them that I've tried. There's got to be way more than 12 methods of making a journal cover. I would love to hear if you have any other methods in the comments below. Yeah, and I hope this video was helpful and gave you some ideas and inspiration, and what my aim is, I hope it helps you to make your own journal. I'll link all the tutorials below. I probably haven't mentioned them all, but they'll just check the description box for any tutorials on any of these journal covers that I have done so far. My plan is to do a tutorial on every single type of cover here to help you guys make these. And what I was thinking is we'll do a Make a Junk Journal series. I've already done one with the paper bag, and basically what happens is the first video we get our materials together, the second one we do the cover, the third we do the pages, the fourth we do the binding, maybe we'll do a fifth to do embellishing. And so many of you guys joined me making the paper bag journals, so it was so fun, and I was thinking maybe we could do one for every other cover too. we'll do a Make a Junk Journal with me for the other 11 covers. If you're keen for that, let me know in the comments. Also, maybe we'll do it by request. Like, you guys let me know which one you want to do a Make a Junk Journal with me first with. Do you want to do it with the book cover? Do you want to do it with the little golden book? Do you want to do it with a spiral notebook? I don't know, do you want to do it with Daphne's diary? You guys let me know if you, first of all, if you're keen for this. Second of all, which one you want to do first. And then maybe I'll do it by the majority and that one's the first one and we'll work our way down. Or we'll just do it in order of first in best dress. Whoever comments first with which cover they want done first, we'll do that. Because I'm going to do them anyway. I want to knock out tutorials on each of them so that there's something there, a resource there for you. I mean, there's so many other channels too, but if you can have a one-stop place that has a journal cover tutorial on every single type that I've shown here, then if that's helpful, then I'll do that for you guys. And so, yeah, it might be fun. If I'm going to do it anyway, let's make it more fun. Have you guys join in with me and make them together, and you guys can do it by request. So that gives you a bit more, I don't know, ownership, I suppose. Like, yeah, I have requested this one, and hopefully that makes you then make it. The aim is literally just to get you guys making journals and journaling. I think that's got to be my like tagline or something. Alright, let me know what you think of these covers, what's your favourite, what methods you've tried, what method you want to try, and yeah, I'm so interested in hearing from you guys and where you're up to in your own junk journaling journey. I just love journals so much, could talk about them all day. So yeah, hope this video was helpful. Let me know if it was. If it was, give it a thumbs up. And yeah, I will look forward to reading the comments and finding out which journal cover we make together first. Woohoo! That'll be so fun. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!